Today, I'll show you the easiest way to set up your Google Ad account and launch your first Google Ad campaign. We'll do everything step by step so even non-technical folks can easily follow. My name is Rohan Julian Francis. Welcome to our channel and let's begin. Most tutorials won't tell you this, but the first thing you should do before even getting into Google Ads is to make sure that your website is not slow. You can go to the description and click on the link. And that should take you to this website. This is 100% free. You'll also see my face here because we've built this so you can trust that it actually works. Just click sign up here, add your email. Now paste your website URL here and click here. Now download the plugin by clicking here. Then go back to your WordPress dashboard, go to plugins, then add new, then drag and drop this folder. Then install the plugin and activate it. Now, your site is automatically being optimized, and here you should see a big jump in speed. Alright, now to set up your Google Ad account, let's type Google Ads in the search and click enter. Then select this link. You'll see this login screen. So you can select the email, then add a password and log in. Now, since I've already created an account before, it shows me this page to choose my ad account. But to show you how it would look like if you're doing this for the first time, I am going to click add new account. Now, immediately Google asks me to create my first campaign as I'm setting up my account. So I'll click create your first campaign. Then you'll come to this page where you have to add your business name. So add that. Next, it asks what we want to advertise. So I'll enter my URL here. Then I'll click next. Google then reviews my URL and takes us to this page. It's optional, so I'll go ahead and hit next. Okay, now we are on to creating the actual campaign. Google wants to know what our goal is. So for me, it's purchases from my online store. So I'm going to select that. Then there's a space underneath to add a URL. So this is a URL where Google measures the success of the goal. So for example, if a customer buys from my site, they'll be redirected to the thank you for placing an order page, which is a success. Now, similarly, the next option to pick from here is submit lead form, which is helpful for generating leads. Now, if your goal is more phone calls, then the next option is what you need to select. Here you have to put your phone number instead of the URL. And the next option is page views, which is for people that have blogs, articles, or products or services that they want to be seen. Next is brand awareness, in which case the goal is as wide of a reach as possible, or if you want visibility for your product or service. So these are the main options, but if I click see more here, Google has a bunch of more specific options to choose from. So whichever option you select, Google will optimize your campaign to reach that goal. And if you're thinking, oh, I want purchases, but I also want brand awareness, don't worry, you can create a separate new campaign for different goals. Now I'll select the first option, then click next. Now this next page is all about who you want to show your ads to. So the first section asks for words or phrases that the people search for, that Google can show your ad to. Now Google Ads is constantly changing, and the default campaign type is the Performance Max campaign that pushes your ad into all its platforms like YouTube, Search, Discover, Gmail. So if you want to change the campaign type, you can click this View Other Campaign Types option on top here. It opens this page where you can choose whether you want to optimize your campaign for search, display ads, video, or app. Now, if you're on a tight budget, it's better to pick one of these to get the best bang for your buck, since Performance Max can spread the budget thin by pushing ads on all the platforms. So I'll stick with Performance Max so I can cover all the ground, then click next. Now here is where you can put in your keywords or phrases for your niche. You can use broad or specific keywords, but it's ideal that your keyword addresses the search intent that people would have. So I'll have my keyword list that I've researched beforehand that I'll paste here. By the way, I'll link a video above on how to do keyword research and get low competition, high traffic keywords. And the next section gives me the option for the location of my target customer. So I'll select it. And I can now enter more specific locations using this custom option here. Now the cool thing about this is that you can use this to both target and exclude locations. So I'll type in Bangkok, for example, and I can see the option here on right of it. So next we can select the language, which is what language your ad will be displayed in. So I'll click next. Now Google wants us to create our ad. The page is split in two. The left is where we'll create our ad and the right is the preview. And you can see all the platforms it will be displayed on: YouTube, Gmail, Search, Display, and Discover, since we chose the Performance Max campaign. So on the top right above that, we can also select mobile or desktop to see what it will look like on each device. On the left side, the first option is for the URL that people will be redirected to when they see your ad. Another good tip to keep the bounce rate minimal is to make sure that the landing page looks good. So we've done another video on website layouts that you can watch above. Now the next section below that is where I can add images. Images are one of the small things that boost the click-through rate, and Google recommends adding as many as possible. Google even scanned my URL and added these suggested images. I'll click review. The pop-up opens from the right, and here I can either select or deselect images, or I can click upload here and drag my image files in here and upload 3 more images. I'll select 4 of the suggested images. I click save. Next, we can add the logo we want displayed on the search page, like these websites here. So the logo is in a round icon on the left. Under that is the video section, where you can upload videos to run as display ads. The next section is the headline, so this is what is seen on Google's search page. Now, if you're stumped on what to put here, don't worry, we can just check our competition and get some inspiration from there. So I'll go to Google, do a search to see what my competitors are doing. Alright, I've gotten a bunch of ideas from this, so I'll come back, fill my headline out, and it's recommended that you fill all 5, because that gives me a little check mark for headlines under the ad strength. Now we can also add a long headline which replaces short headlines in large ads. Now the next section is the description, which should be seen under the headline. So I'll fill those in also quickly. And let's see what they look like in the preview. Okay, now the next section are site links. Here's where we can add links to specific products or services below our main headline. Here is an example of how it would look. Amazon has 4 of them, so I'll click site links to open this pop-out screen. Here I'll enter the heading, descriptions, and the URL for my products that I want featured in my ad. Now you can fill it in like this, and you can preview them here on the right side. Alright, once you're done, click create here. The next section is call to action, which is specific to YouTube ads. So I'll select drop down. There's a lot of options that you can pick from depending on your business. So I'll go with shop now. Under that, Google has a section called more asset types. So if I click and expand it, it gives the option to add more assets like prices, phone numbers, forms. There's another section below that called more options. I'll expand it and it gives us the option to edit the URL displayed in the ad. Now this final section shows automatically created assets. This lets Google auto-generate headlines and descriptions for your ads using content from your landing page, domain, and other ads. Alright, now the last one is campaign URL options. So if you use an analytics tool outside of Google to track the clicks coming in from mobiles or how much traffic is coming in from search versus display ads, you can put your tracking URL in here. Alright, next I'll go here and go to the bid strategy part of the setup. Here Google asks us what we want to focus on. Now in the drop down, the default options for a performance max campaign are conversions and conversion value. So if you selected the search, YouTube and other campaigns, you'll also see clicks and impressions share as options here, which is fine if you have a video, blog or article. But if you have a business, conversions are more valuable since clicks don't generate money. So the conversion value option tells Google to pursue higher value conversions. So for example, on my online store, the average order is $20, but some customers spend $10 and others spend $30. So if I choose the conversion value, Google will try to get me more of the $30 conversions, that is higher value conversions. Now, since I'm starting out, I'll select conversions because quantity over quality. Now below that, I can set a target cost per conversion for automated bidding. Now this tells Google how much I'm willing to spend per lead. Alright, so if you're starting out, it's better to leave it empty, and only once you've run your campaign for about a month and have the conversion data, then you should set a target CPA. That does 2 things for you. First, it gives Google's algorithm time to optimize your campaign, and 2, it gives you a better idea of the baseline to spend once the conversion data results come out. So I'm going to leave it empty here and click next. Till then, you can use one of those plans that Google recommends. So I'll click next to go to the last step, which is to add your payment details. Now on this page, you'll have to select your country and time zone. Google even has an introductory offer for me, which is to spend this much to get this much. It's only available for first-time users and can vary depending on your country as well. So in the section below that, we can add our card details. And right before we click submit, Google even offers a personalized campaign guidance from an expert by phone. So I'll select no and submit this. We're all done. It's going to take us to this page that tells us that Google is reviewing our campaign, and this should take a couple of days to get approved.